The star for today, Charu Malik, is here. Can I please request everyone to welcome her? Good evening, everybody. Could I please request Mr. Ghosh, Ms. Anjali Nanavati, and Mr. Dev to join us on stage?
Thank you. Lily, is that what about? I'm a little late. Sure. You call me a little late.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. I'm Devika, and I'm your host for today. I was 11 years old when I read the most incredible book series called What Katie Did and What Katie Did Next. It's about a feisty young girl who gets into an accident and is reduced to her bed. Charu Masi for me has been my modern, real-life Katie, a modern-day heroine who has made the best out of her life. I have never seen her gloomy. I know that from her bed, she knows about everything happening in Bollywood. She has known what's happening in the lives of her sisters, her nieces, her nephews, and no matter what, she has always been ready for a joke and a good laugh. Today, I'm honored to be here to celebrate the book she's written, and it's no surprise to me that after everything she's achieved in her life, she's also managed to write a book. But today is not just about her. It's also about Sunil, about her mother, her sisters, her nieces, her nephews, the whole Malik clan, her friends and family, Alok's friends who I know are also here, all of who have been the wind beneath her wings. I'm joined on stage today by Anjali, Mr. Dev, Ambassador Vora, who's going to be here soon as well, all of who have an immense personal connection with Charu Masi in addition to being incredible on their own. I would like to welcome Mr. Dibakar Ghosh, the editorial director of Rupa, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Sabko namaste. And thank you, Devika, for this warm introduction. It's one has been to many launches, book launches, but rarely has one felt so overwhelmed. This is a humbling occasion for people like us who get the opportunity to work with books, to work with authors. We are indeed very, very privileged to have, had the opportunity to work with Charuji and to know Sunilji. And one thing I think let's and welcome to, of course, all of you. Welcome to everyone on the stage. But biggest round of welcome to Alok, who's with us here and who's always been part of their lives, and everyone who's here knows that. Alok's presence means a lot for us. Him being here with us, him being there with Charuji and Sunil all the time is wonderful. So now, okay, now again, wonderful. Sunilji just whispered in my ears that it is Alok's birthday today. So happy birthday, Alok. He's with us. People who can feel it will feel he's with us. This book, for us has been an emotional roller coaster. It tells you about how life can be cruel. But it also tells you that, you want to look at life a particular way. You want to put a particular lens on life. But if you want to change that lens, that's up to you. If you want to change that lens, if you want to look at things from a different perspective, all you need to do, read the book, look at Charu. Every worry becomes insignificant in front of what she has faced. What Sunilji faces, what Sunilji has to live through as a caregiver. Big round of applause for Sunilji. And of course for Charuji, but as a person who's been there. It's something which is very interesting. When the book was, when the first draft came to us, and I had a word with Anjali, who's the co-writer. So again, Anjali, thank you for working and collaborating with Charu to create such a wonderful, amazing book. And to Kapil Dev ji for writing the amazing foreword. I was just telling him कि आपने बहुत दिल से लिखा है. अगर दिल से नहीं लिखना है तो फिर लिखना ही नहीं है. अगर दिल से नहीं लिखा तो फिर लिखो ही मत ना. And that's how he is, right? Matter of fact, straight. And there are two very inspiring people, here. Here is a man who inspired generations of cricketers to, take India to the glories that we have reached today. And there is one lady whose story we now bring to the world, so that you get inspired, you feel motivated to do much more than, we become so set in our own, anxieties, our own worries, that the world is much larger, there's so much else that happens around us we don't have a control over. How to live life with a smile. First time I met her, I went to their place. One thing which I always remember about her is that big smile she had when first time I met her. I saw the smile again when I met her outside. That is amazing. I mean, each one of us feels inspired. Charuji, we are grateful. Sunilji, we are extremely grateful for this opportunity, for being your publishers. And we hope to take your stories to the world. Each one of you will become ambassadors for this book. Each one of you should, tell this story, spread this story to everyone you know. Of course, most of us who are present here know this story. But let's make an effort to spread this story, that kind of courage she has. That's what it is, the wings of courage. Let's make this an endeavor. Let's make this a movement to create that positivity, to take the story everywhere. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much.
I'd like to invite Anjali Nanavati now, who's co-written the book, to introduce the book to all of us.
Namaste, and thank you all so much for giving us your precious time and being here. Can you all hear? Yeah. Okay, now can you hear me? Okay, what I'm here about, what I'm standing here for, is to tell you about the birth of this book. Now, it's actually a celebration, as Mr. Diwakar already mentioned, celebration of the launch, as well as for Alok's birthday. And if he was here, he would be 37 years old. Anyway, talk about how did this book begin? Charu and me have been in school for almost 60 years. We were in kindergarten together. And then in 1979, our husbands took us two separate ways into two different directions. And it was 25 years later when I was visiting India from Minneapolis. And I heard Charu's dad had passed away, and Charu was visiting Bombay. I said, oh my God, the circumstances aren't correct, but I am dying to see my friend. I hadn't seen her for so long. And in my head, there was that little thing that I'm going to go there and give her a tight hug. And I went over. She was lying down on the bed. And I said, okay, doesn't look like I'm going to get my hug. But let me sit on that chair that was placed for me. And I started chatting with her. And it had been 25 years, which is a long time. We had so much to catch up on. And she told me about her husband, Sunil. She told me about her son, Alok, who was, at that time, 16 years old. And we started talking, and suddenly a fly came and sat on her forehead. And she was just raising her eyebrows like that. I couldn't understand why she was only raising her eyebrows, and instinctively, I just shooed the fly away. After that, after a little while, Ritu came in. Ritu, her angel Ritu came in, and she moved her legs from one side to the other. Now, I couldn't understand why. I looked at her quizzically, that why was Ritu doing that? So I asked Charu, I said, what was that about? And she said, oh, I have muscular dystrophy. And she just brushed it aside and continued talking about her husband and her son. We move a year and a half later, and when I was visiting India again, and I called up Charu, and I said, Charu, how's Alok? Since I knew he had a kidney issue. And she said, he's gone. So I said, gone where? And she said he had passed on. There was pin drop silence. The next morning, I took that flight to Delhi. I needed to be with my friend. And Sunil's brother, Anil Bhaiya, I don't know where he is here, his wife, Kanak Bhabhi, had come to fetch me at the airport. And yes, she was a beautiful, lovely lady. And she was so warm and so welcoming. Before I knew it, I had reached Charu's home. And of course, I was nervous, like I can't tell you. I mean, people like us, our kid sneezes, our kid falls down, and we're all over the place. And here is my friend Charu, who has lost her child. Sunil opened the door, and that was the first time I met Sunil. And he was just so welcoming. But my focus was just, I needed to see Charu. I walked into the room, and of course, by that time I knew what muscular dystrophy is, which had completely eaten her up, her body, and she was just lying down on that bed. I just went up to her and just held her hand. And I was just thinking, here is a girl, what must Auntie be feeling, Auntie Charu's mom, when she sees her child? And I looked at Charu, and I saw a smile on her face, but there was pain in her eyes, which I cannot tell you. Next thing, Sunil comes into the room and says, Anju, your bag is in Alok's room, which is right next to ours. Tell me, you've come after a long journey. What can I get you? I was shocked. I realized here was Charu on the bed. She couldn't move. That means this guy was the mother and the father to Alok. And here he was, looking after Charu, and now he was more worried about looking after me. I'm sorry if I break down, please forgive me. But anyway, we started talking and we started exchanging. I wanted to know more. There was a smile on both their faces, but the pain in their eyes, you didn't need to know the story, you didn't need to know anything, you could just feel that pain. Anyway, we started talking and we started talking more and more, and this talk continued many years later, even after I came back to India. And when I started listening, I said, where does this woman get her strength from? How can she be so positive about life? I need to write this down. I need to let the world know what we need to let the world know. Where does she get her strength? I mean, we cry at traffic jams. We cry for a washing machine having conked off and nonsense like that. And these people are facing life with problems all the time. Charu at least got a chance to talk to me. But Sunil would just sit quietly. You ask him anything, yeah, it's okay. Everything is okay. If I would talk to Charu, yeah, things are getting better. But I would probe and I would probe. And when I would probe into her life and she would tell me, because I wanted to write it down, I would go into a depression for 4 or 5 days. And then I wouldn't talk to her. And I would tell her, I'll call you back later. And that's why the book took 5 years to write. Anyway, after that, Charu said, okay, Anshu, enough. I mean, we've spoken enough. How much more? But I said, Charu, your problems are just continuing. Sunil's problems, both of you, you're just going on and on with your problems. How can we just stop? She said, nope, enough. So we said, okay, now what? We both started laughing. What should we do now? So we said, okay, let's put this on A4 paper. Whoever wants to read it will read it. So we said, okay, A4 paper it is. And that's when Sunil stepped in and said, nothing doing. I'm going to make sure this book gets published. So we both started laughing, 2 amateurs writing this book. So we got a friend of ours, Vatsala, to tweak it a little, at least make it more readable, so to speak. And Sunil just took over the reins. He went to Rupa Publications. Mr. Dipakar, as he mentioned, he's the director. And he went home and he saw how this amazing family is leading their life. And as you know, the rest, of course, is history. Here, this book has said it all. I mean, but I want to say one very important thing. This has only captured 25 or 30%. I can't even put these in percentage terms. It has only captured part of her life, part of their life, part of their pains. But you will read it and you will know what we're talking about. But before I stop, before I finish, I want to acknowledge the 4 angels. May I? These are these are the four beautiful angels who have been their rock. I mean, Sunil, he doesn't speak, he doesn't talk about the pain. He's just always there smiling. I don't know where they get the strength from. I don't know, this whole Malik family, just an amazing family. I just want to say thank you all. You have given your precious time to be here. I hope you all read this, and that's when you'll know what I'm talking about. God bless you all, and thank you.
These four angels have really taken care of Charu, which nobody else could ever do. And my salute to them.
Can you play the video, please?
बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, तू जिए हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू।
Can I please request Mr. Ghosh to join us on stage again? And I'd now like to invite I'd like everybody to join us for the book release. May I please request all of you to pick up your copies. Could I please request Mr. Dev to join us here? Bilkul, sir.
नमस्कार, गुड इवनिंग। समझ नहीं आ रहा कहाँ से शुरू करूँ। इतना इमोशनल कर देते हैं लोग, हंसी खुशी की ज़िंदगी में इतना इमोशनल। बट नेवरदलेस आई ऑलवेज फील a lot of people admire us, what we achieved. And when we look to Charu, then you realize that whatever our achievement is not even 10%. Because when you go through the pain, then you realize what exactly this family gone through. It's so easy to make a judgment about anybody. It's so easy. But I think once you meet the people, you come to know, it's achievement. It's not something live. I think this is an achievement which we should look up to that and remember, and we should feel proud about us. Ki we know a family like that who have done so good for each other. Sunil, Papu, hats off to you, and all the maids, everybody. And I don't think so, Anjali, you can do justice to somebody's 40 life to put it in 150 pages. It's not possible. For that, you're spending your time coming for all the way from America. Hats off to you. And to the publisher, it is important. Stories आती हैं, चली जाती हैं, लेकिन जब story लिखी जाती है, वो बड़ी मज़ेदार होती है. Let's take this story is one of the best story in this world. I had my hero, and when I met her and start looking at her, I said, this is a new hero for me. Because the achievement and the way they spend their life, छोटा सा रुमाल लेके आया था, चल जाएगा. थोड़ा सा हंसी मजाक भी होना चाहिए, ज़्यादा सीरियस नहीं चाहिए हमें. I think we should celebrate You know, it's very important, their life, what they achieve. That's more important. And what lesson we can learn. God is kind to us, but God is kind to them also. Today, only one thing I want to say that. The willpower is the most important in human being. And that's courage, what she showed. She has the will to live. Science says, I'm not very intelligent person, I'm not very educated person, but science says, if you are 70% burn, you have will to live, you will not die. And if you are 30% burn and you have no will to live, you will die. So her will is stronger than all of us put together. Hats off to her. And all of you, enjoy reading. And we can say that. We are not physically with you, but believe me, you come to our thought more often than other people. Papu, especially to you.
Thank you.
I think we should just get up and clap for them. Thank you very much, and you are example to the next generation how to love each other. Giving love to your wife and treating your wife like a queen. Hats off to you. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. God have given us a beautiful body. Let's enjoy ourselves. And that's, we shouldn't forget that. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you, Charu, inviting me, given me opportunity to come here and share my thought, which was the most difficult thing. For last 1 hour, I was just thinking, what should I say? Because I have spoke many places, but not place like that. So this is one of the most beautiful day for me. Thank you very much.
I can't introduce Charu Masi, but she's going to be speaking next.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here today to share this day with us. In my favorite poem, Footprints, the poet talks of her route when in sorrow. It seems a lonely one till she looks back to see two sets of footprints, hers and those of God. I too am grateful for God's presence in my life. My deep faith in the Almighty is my source of strength and survival. My life has been illuminated by my family and friends, some of whom who have flown, especially from Nigeria, Mumbai and Bangalore. Some were to go to the US by midway, but postponed their dates to stay with us and be with us on this special day. This love and support of the family and friends has made my life's journey easier. Sunil, my dearest husband, has been my anchor through all our trials and tribulations that we have had to face. He is the only one soul, probably the only one person in my life who saw beyond my health issues and treated me like a normal wife and a homemaker. Because of him, I never felt I was handicapped or had any problem. Without him by my side, this journey would not have been possible. For me, he has lived a more difficult life than even I have. He has helplessly seen both Alok and me suffer, and as much as he wanted to, he couldn't take away our pain. I thank and love him from the bottom of my heart. I must also thank the legendary Dr. Singhal, who has been my rock for over 40 years and who insisted I share my story with the world. Finally, my thanks to my friend Anju Lalavati. We worked tirelessly for 5 years to make this dream a reality. The purpose of this book is not just to tell my story or our son's Alok's brief journey in this world, but to share the need of acceptance of God's will, appreciation and gratitude for those in our lives, and the need to find life's higher purpose. I hope my book leaves an imprint on your soul that you carry with you long after the final page is turned. Thank you and God bless.
गाना तो नहीं गाना
वो आपके लिए जिंदगी में तो सभी प्यार काटूं या
She said नहीं गाया जा रहा. Love you.
Sorry, just bear with us for a couple of minutes.
Correct, yeah. You want to say that? I'm going to say something.
Sorry for that brief interlude. We were waiting for Mr. Vora to turn up. But I have Sunil with me, who is going to be telling his story as well today.
Good evening, everybody. First thing first, huge thanks to Almighty God for giving Charu not just the strength to go through everything she has, but also the courage to put it all down. Honestly, writing is one of the things, sharing it with the world is another. That takes a whole different level of bravery. And trust me, I live with her. I know exactly how strong she is. I always say that, Charu, you have fallen upwards. You have used a fall to rise and become a lighthouse for others. Charu's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. She's faced tough times that would have knocked most of us people down. But instead, she got up, dusted herself, and somehow came out even stronger. And maybe a little sassier too. Life, as we all know, isn't a smooth ride. It comes with its fair share of potholes and detours. But Charu, she's turned every bump into the road into a stepping stone. She's taken pain and turned it into purpose, problems into perspective, and somehow miraculously managed to do it all with a trademark optimism and a smile that says, I have got this. I'll be candid, as her husband, I have had a front row seat to this incredible transformation. And while I might not always have known what to say or do, I knew one thing for sure. If anyone could struggle into strength, if anyone could turn struggle into strength, it was Charu. Also, if anybody could turn a 5-minute story into a 45-minute life lesson, it's again her. That's what I keep telling her. Slow down, slow down. You need to conserve your energy, but she would not. Like I said, 5-minute story will turn into a 45 minutes thing. But on a serious note, what Charu has done is more than just tell her story. She built a bridge, one that helps others feel seen, heard, and less alone. She's created a space for healing, for hope, and for real connection. Tonight, I am just so proud, not just of the book, but of the incredible woman behind it. Charu, thank you for being who you are, for your courage, your heart, and for letting me be a small part of your big, beautiful journey. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this special moment with us. Many people, they ask that, how did you manage all this? I have a small saying which will sum it up. It goes like this. Give me a minute, please. It says, love is an unconditional commitment to an imperfect person. To love somebody isn't just a strong feeling. It is a decision, a judgment, and a promise, which I think we both have kept with each other. Then there is another one which says, if you love a woman, she becomes your weakness. And if a woman loves you, you become her strength. And in our case, I think that is what has happened. She's become my weakness, and I have become her strength. This is what, ladies and gentlemen, which has brought us to this level, that we are loving each other, supporting each other, and being with each other for the past 45 years. We just celebrated 45th wedding anniversary on the 20th of May, just 5 days before. Okay, I was filling in for our good friend, Dr. Deepak Vohra, ambassador to many countries. And he has been with us in Nigeria when we were there. And since then, we have known each other. It's been more than 40 years now. So he was caught up, as usual, like he is busy with all different TV channels. And he was caught up again today. And he asked me if I could come a little late. I said, yes, you can come a little late. And then he just sent me a message also in between. He says, Sunil, I'm on my way. You please carry on, and I will join you later. So thank you very much for joining us. He's here now. I will request him, after he salutes Charu, that please come and say a few words. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपने बुलाया है मैं क्षमा चाहता I'm sorry sons and daughters of India Mr. Malik Mr. Dev the legends I was ordered to appear on 3 television channels because today Prime Minister has made the most powerful speech of his career in Bhuj आप लोग जाके सुनिएगा so I had to give the interpretation एक चीज़ उन्होंने कही which got me thinking उन्होंने कहा he was referring to the 26 daughters of India और बोले भारतीय नारी को अबला मत समझो बहुत ताकत है उनमें यह हमारे सामने एक मिसाल है Mrs. Malik, I don't know what to say. आपको मैं sympathy नहीं दे रहा 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों की तरफ से in my capacity as Ambassador of India and Special Advisor आपको यकीन दिलाता हूँ कि जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा चारू आपका नाम रहेगा आप एक मिसाल बनी है You have shown us what a daughter of India can achieve. We don't give you sympathy, we give you our support. And I give you a promise personally. The people who matter in this country, around the world, will hear your story. They will understand. एक रूप आपने जो प्रकट किया था in your younger days, आप देवी के रूप में थी और आज हमने आपको दुर्गा के रूप में भी देखा है. So Mrs. Malik, all the best to you. I've known you from Lagos. I've known your outstanding husband. The support, sir, आपने जो दिया है, I don't know if I would, मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहता हूँ. You've had the courage to stand by your आधा अंग, अर्धांगिनी. ये भारत की परंपरा है, sir. She's an outstanding daughter of India. You're an outstanding son of India. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I again apologize. I have been ordered to rush back by 10 o'clock. I don't know what's happening, even if I did. So there's just something that I wanted to share with you. Please give your prayers for this amazing daughter of India. किसी ने कहा है प्रार्थना से बहुत कुछ होता है. More things are wrought by prayer than we can ever dream of. Mrs. Charu Malik, हम सब के दिल में एक मंदिर है, and you are the presiding deity as a daughter of India. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my apologies for being late. Please join me as I ask him. I'm 74 years young, 52 years in diplomacy. मेरा समय आएगा, अगर उसने मुझसे पूछा क्या चाहता है, 3 चीज़ें कहूँगा. मेरा जन्म भारत में फिर से हो, मैं फिर से भारत का राजदूत बनूं, और फिर से सुनील और चारू मलिक की दोस्ती से मुझे नवाजना. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Can I please request Dr. Johari to join me on stage as well and say a few words?
My wife is somewhere here.
Is she here? I was looking for her.
Rekha, are you here?
Is she here?
I don't know. Oh,
There she is, yes.
my one and only wife for 48 years.
After such wonderful talks by one after the other, and after the other, I really don't know what to say. Surgeons are supposed to have lion's heart. I was sitting there wiping my eyes. Yeah, because you have all touched me in a way people and patients don't. We are supposed to be out very tough inside and face all this. No. I have met Charu, I think, a quarter of a century ago. And the first thing I saw at that time was her beauty, which was external and deeply internal. She had this wonderful smile, which again was external and internal. She had courage, again, obvious to all. But what I found most important was the dignity with which she has conducted herself. And this dignity I found in her family, her maternal side, as well as from her husband. And this entire clan has had more than its fair share of hurt. But the inherent dignity and composure with which they have faced it. And I say hats off. As was said earlier, we have little breakdowns of cars and washing machines, you said, and we break down. And here people have faced problems you can't think about. Sunil has talked about a lot of things. He offered to give his kidney to his son without even blinking an eyelid. And he gave his kidney. And God has been so kind, at least, that till today he is doing fine. So at least that is the most important thing. And he did it without even thinking about the consequences. That he's got a child who's not well, he's got a wife who's not well, but he's not. He just gave the kidney and that's it. Charu, again, whatever we can say is not enough. But I remember Alok. 2 things. One, he seemed to have inherited the best genes from all sides of his family. And he was having an infectious smile. And he also faced a lot of problems. But I also saw the same thing for a young boy to face all this with dignity. And it is a lesson for all of us. I mean, I have, Mr. Vora, you are saying, I am also now 74 and I have been a surgeon for half a century. Very few people you remember in such detail. This young boy and this lady and this father and uncles and auntie here, all of them, the way they have faced life, it's an inspiration. And whenever Charu rings me up, or if I can find time, and I'm sorry, I should have more time to ring her up, she's always talking so positive, so sweet. What can we do for some other people? Can I have some fund created for somebody or the other, you know? And it's so easy for us to say, I don't have the time for this. She's made time for all of us in this hall. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. So, God bless me for only saying this, that I wish, like you, that we come in contact with you again. But God does not give you all these trials and tribulations. We see you the way you should be in our hearts. Right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Can I please request Acharya ji to join us on stage as well?
मुझे विश्वास है आप लोग हिंदी में बोलने की अनुमति देंगे। अगर कुछ लोग हिंदी ना समझते हों तो मुझे बता दें, ताकि देन आई विल स्पीक इन इंग्लिश। समृद्ध मंच, उपस्थित देवी और सज्जनों, ये परिवार ऐसा है अद्भुत। कभी कभी हृदय की अनुभूति को लोग अभिव्यक्त करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन भाषाएं कमज़ोर बन जाती हैं। पूरी तरह से हृदय की अनुभूति को, फीलिंग्स को आप एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकते। लैंग्वेजेज आर टू पुअर। फिर भी जो कुछ लिखा गया, कहा गया, मैं 2-3 पेज पढ़ गया बैठे बैठे, वो तो कुछ प्रतिशत होगा। पर ये स्टोरी मत कहो इसको। पार्डन मी फॉर वेटिंग। स्टोरी नहीं, ये हिंदुस्तान के गौरवशाली इतिहास का एक अमर काव्य बनेगा, दस्तावेज बनेगा। कि एक ऐसा भी था, गुरुद्वारे की वो कहानी, वो रिसेप्शन, वो सुखी, वो थ्रिलिंग विद जॉय, वो सेलिब्रेशन, और उसके बाद जो कुछ हुआ, तो मुझे याद आता है कि रौनक चमन में आ गई लेकिन यह न भूलना, रौनक चमन में आ गई लेकिन यह न भूलना, शायद खिजां छिपी हो बहारों के आसपास। और वही हुआ, लेकिन आंधियों में वो दम नहीं था जो इस दीपक को बुझा पाते। असर तो पड़ा। परिस्थितियों को देख करके भाव विह्वल हो जाना बड़ी आम साधारण सी बात है, लेकिन जब कवित्व जागता है तो मैं सोचता हूँ कि चारू का मतलब तो होता है सुंदर, ब्यूटीफुल, और सुनील का मतलब डार्क ब्लू। आप जानते हैं, आपने पढ़ा होगा पौराणिक गाथाओं में, चित्रों में, कि गंगा जी की धारा है और शंकर जी की जटाओं में आके भ्रमित हो गई। माननीय कपिल जी, आप इस देश को ऊंचाई पर ले गए, सारे संसार में, इतिहास में आपने चमकाया है नाम। लेकिन ये करेक्ट इंटरप्रिटेशंस कब होंगी? गंगा जी गंगोत्री कहाँ है, शंकर जी का कैलाश कहाँ है? कुछ जोग्राफिकल हिसाब किताब भी तो बने। वो केवल समझाने के लिए है, केवल चित्र है। इतिहास ये है, गंगा माने वाणी, गंगा माने ज्ञान, और ब्रह्मा माने क्रिएटर। और वो क्या है? वो ज्ञान की धारा है, वेद। वहाँ से निकलती है ज्ञान की धारा, वो जाती है किसी शंकर माने कल्याण करने वाले के मस्तिष्क में, और फिर वो प्रवाहित की जाती है। मैं समझता हूँ इस महान पुस्तक के लेखक ने उसको अपनी लेखनी में प्रवाहित किया है, ज्ञान को। वही तो ज्ञान की गंगा की धारा है, कभी प्रवचन के द्वारा, कभी लेखन के द्वारा, कभी व्यवहार में ला करके वही एक तरीका बनता है। सुनील, सुंदरता कब आएगी, चारुता कब प्रकट होगी? जब हमेशा अमृत ही नहीं मिलता, जहर भी पीना पड़ता है। हर अच्छे काम को मथना पड़ता है। मंथन क्या है? हर अच्छा काम मंथन है, संघर्ष है, उसमें से जहर भी निकलता है। और उसको पीकर अच्छे लोग ही पिएंगे, बहादुर लोग पिएंगे, शिव कल्याण करने वाला पिएगा। खूबी ये होगी पी करके गले तक सुखा करके सुनील बन जाएगा। गले के नीचे दिल है, उस पर असर नहीं होने देगा। डट कर हिम्मत से इस परिस्थिति का मुकाबला करेंगे। समय की मांग है, चुपचाप किडनी भी दे देंगे। भला बताओ, ऐसी देवी की आप कल्पना कीजिए, ऑपरेशन थिएटर के बाहर आप बैठे हो, आपका पति आपका पुत्र ओटी में है और दोनों के साथ एक ही ली जा रही है, एक पर आरोपित किया जा रहा है। ये कोई आसान बात है? कोई कहानी बताए भी तो रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं, हिम्मत नहीं पड़ती कहने के लिए। और इसलिए कभी तो जागता है। और फिर मैं कहता हूँ, सीखना है कुछ तो उनसे सीखो। सर, श्रीमान सुनील जी, आप तो भाग्यशाली हो, आपको उनके साथ इतिहास में अमर होने का अवसर मिला है। एंड प्लीज लिसन, marriage with a good omen is a harbor in the tempest of life, and with a bad omen it is tempest in the harbor. So you are very lucky, भाग्यशाली हो। तो संकट की घटाओं में न डरना सीखो, तूफान से टकरा कर उभरना सीखो, बीमारी बाधा और व्यथा में भी चुपचाप चारू की तरह कुछ करना सीखो। चुपचाप चुपचाप चारू की तरह कुछ करना सीखो, बीमारी बाधा और व्यथा में भी। सारी चीज़ें ठीक ठाक हों, सारी चीज़ें बड़ी आसान हो जाती हैं। लेकिन इस देश में राज्यसभा के मेंबर थे बहुत ही टैलेंटेड राष्ट्रकवि मैथिली शरण गुप्त। उनका एक दोहा इस समय बड़ा प्रासंगिक होगा। अगर ये अड़चनें और बाधाएं ना होती तो आखिर आज हम सेलिब्रेट कैसे करते आलोक का जन्म दिवस? वह पथ क्या, पथिक कुशलता क्या, जब धारा ही प्रतिकूल न हो। वह पथ क्या, पथिक कुशलता क्या, जब धारा ही प्रतिकूल न हो। तो प्रतिकूलता में भी हम डट कर हिम्मत से परिस्थितियों का मुकाबला करते हुए, अपने आप को संभालते हुए कर्तव्यों के प्रति जागरूक रहें। यही जीवन जीने की कला है, यही शानदार कला है। और इस कला को इनकी जीवन से सीखा जा सकता है। मैं तो साधारण सा पंडित, इनके परिवार का कुल पुरोहित, मेरा सौभाग्य है। कोई अच्छा कर्म होगा। एक देवता स्वरूप भाई सत्यपाल मलिक जी ने न जाने कितने साल पहले कभी भेजा होगा। तो उसके बाद इनको लगा ये तो कुछ पढ़ा लिखा पंडित है, तो इन्होंने मुझे अंदर बुला लिया। और जब मैंने देखा इनकी स्थिति, तो मुझे तो नहीं लग रहा था कि इस तरह की बातें ये कर पाएंगी। तो उसमें दर्शन छिपा हुआ था, गहरी बात छिपी हुई थी। तो मैं तो डिस्टर्ब रहा सारी रात, सोचता रहा ये अजीब परिवार है, इतनी सेवा और उसके बाद इतनी निष्ठा, फिर इतना ज्ञान, इतनी क्यूरियोसिटी। मैं दंग रह गया। फिर बाद में पता चला ये तो खानदान ही ऐसा है। खैर, मैं आपका समय अधिक नहीं लूँगा। बड़ा समृद्ध मंच है, एक से एक बढ़ कर के महानुभाव हैं। और फिर विशेष करके ये जो अंजलि जी हैं, इन्होंने व्यक्त किया है, मुझे नहीं लगता कोई आंख बिना आंसू के रहा होगा जिस समय बोल रही थी। सचमुच बहुत मुश्किल होता है इन परिस्थितियों को झेलना। लेकिन आदरणीय और राष्ट्र के गौरव कपिल जी ने ठीक कहा कि रोने वालों का भला किसने कब साथ दिया, और रोने से कोई बात तो नहीं बनती है। कल्टीवेट करना है चीयरफुलनेस को, जो भी है भुगतेंगे उसको, निपटेंगे उससे। परमात्मा करे ये राष्ट्र में धर्म की, संस्कृति की, आस्था की और विषमताओं का मुकाबला करने के लिए एक स्फूर्ति, एक उत्साह, एक प्रेरणा का काम करेगा। ये पुस्तक जो है एक मार्गदर्शक के रूप में आगे चलेगी। मैं रूपा पब्लिशर को, मेरा पूरे खानदान को इसके लिए बधाई देता हूँ, कोटि कोटि बार बधाई देता हूँ सर। और मैं जानता हूँ देश में आज ये अग्रणी पब्लिशर हैं और मैं ये भी जानता हूँ कि इनकी पहुँच और पकड़ पूरे देश में नहीं विदेशों में भी है। लोग टाइटल देखेंगे और उससे आकर्षित होंगे और पढ़ेंगे तो लोग अपने लेखों में, अपने व्याख्यानों में इस दस्तावेज को प्रस्तुत करेंगे और सुनने वालों को, पढ़ने वालों को प्रेरणा मिलेगी कि विषमताओं में क्यों रूठ जाते हो, क्यों हिम्मत हार के बैठ जाते हो। अरे उठो, उपनिषद का संदेश है उत्तिष्ठत जागृत प्राप्य वरान निबोधत। अरे उठो, अराइज, अवेक एंड स्टॉप नॉट टिल गोल इज अचीव्ड। परमात्मा सुखी रखे इस महान परिवार को। आप सबका बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर गिविंग मी टाइम।
Acharya ji, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका. Before we close, I'd like everybody to please stand up and give a huge round of applause to, of course, Charu Masi and her entire family.
Hello. Hello.
I think the truest thing I have heard today is that Charu Masi and Sunil Uncle have impacted or been involved in the life of every single person over here. So thank you to both of you. Please.
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one last thing before we end. God made Sunil, God made Charu, and then he broke the mold. We can't have another. God bless.